brother. All right, everyone, if we can please come to order. I'd like to start today's meeting with an invocation from Reverend Darren Kessler.
Pray with me, please. Oh God, we pray for this meeting, these commissioners, that they may, with humility, use wisdom as they guide and lead here in Douglas County and the lives that it impacts. Thank you that they desire to have an invocation before their meeting, and I pray you would just bless them with that. In your name, Jesus, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Reverend, for those words of wisdom and grace to begin our meeting today. It's always very much appreciated. If everyone will please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, turning to the county attorney for certification of the agenda.
Yes, sir. The county attorney's office has reviewed all items on this agenda, and you have appropriate jurisdiction over these matters.
Thank you, Counselor. Very much appreciated. Commissioner, any disclosures for items on this agenda?
I have none, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Nor do I. So moving right into our first section of the agenda today, we're going to go into ceremonies and proclamations, and beginning with the Large Rodeo of the Year Award. Mr. John Adams, Rodeo Committee Chair, please.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for allowing me to come and visit with you guys, with everybody. My name is John Adams. I've been a director on the Douglas County Fair Board for about 20 years, and for most of that, I've been either co-chair or chair of the Rodeo Committee. And on behalf of the Douglas County Fair and Rodeo and the Rodeo Committee, we are proud to share with the commissioners that we won the Large Rodeo of the Year for 2024 in the Mountain States Circuit. So this is the award we got for that. And then we had some really tough competition. So in the large rodeo category is Denver, Greeley, Cheyenne, Casper, Sheridan, and Cody, Wyoming. We also won the award for the best ground of the year.
Cool.
And that's a real honor. That takes an awful lot of work with county staff and everybody. That award was, or the competition for that award is about 30 rodeos in our circuit, so that's a real accomplishment. And our ground was great, and it was safe for all of our animal athletes and contestants. The awards are voted on by the contestants and the committees in the Mountain States Circuit, which includes Wyoming and Colorado. We can all be very proud of our accomplishments made with this rodeo. The future is bright in the awards for the award-winning Douglas County Fair and Rodeo. So thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, John. John, I wonder if you wouldn't mind maybe answering a few questions or
Sure.
hearing a few comments from the board.
I'd love to.
Well, what an exciting day. I mean, John, I have such vivid memories of, sitting in that bullpen with you and Commissioner Teal and you leaning in and saying, listen, in order to be a better rodeo, we're going to have to make an investment in the award that these athletes are receiving. And, in conversations with the head of PRCA, obviously that was the next step. But, just stepping back a bit, without your leadership, the leadership of the Fair Board, the Fair Foundation, Tim Hallmark and staff, Zach, this county is so committed to putting on truly, I think, the best rodeo, not only in the state, but in the Intermountain region. And it is incredibly well-deserved that you all were finally recognized for that. But this is an incredible deal, and I'm glad we rolled the dice. It has paid off. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, so, John, just to make sure I'm clear, we beat the Greeley Independent Stampede.
Yes, we did. And I think you lived in Greeley, didn't you? Or grew up there?
Only when I was young and foolish.
Yes.
And then I grew up and I moved here, so.
Yes. Interesting comment on that. I was at the airport going to out to Las Vegas for the NFR last Monday, and the guy at Greeley came up to me and said, "Congratulations on that award. I didn't realize what you guys have been doing."
Very good. Very good. Well,
We've
let's,
still got a long ways to go. But we're on the correct path.
well, let's keep sneaking up on them, man.
Yeah.
No sweat.
Yep.
All right. Well, tell you what, there is no need for action of the board, other than the fact that I think we want to take a few pictures. John, did you bring anybody with you from the Fair Board? I'm kind of.
Tim Hallmark's here.
Hey, well, let's come on
Some
forward
others
and
are
let's
still in
commemorate
Las
the moment.
Vegas.
You look like you need a hand.
I do.
I might help you hold this.
Thank you.
Cool. Well done, John. Great job.
Keep it up for it.
Do I have to give this back? Okay.
I have to preserve really good first.
Well, that's super cool, but wait, there's more. Next on the agenda is Colorado Open Space Alliance's Blue Gamma Award. Dan Dirtz, Director of Open Space.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Today I get the great privilege of introducing the award for the Colorado Open Space Alliance's 2024 Blue Gamma Award for partnership and collaboration for the acquisition of Lost Canyon. Today I have the team that was so pivotal in making that project happen. So with that, I'd like to introduce Mayor Jason Gray from the town of Castle Rock.
Thanks, Dan. Chair, Commissioner. I usually do not like a script, but it's really important that I get this right today, and there's a lot of people to thank and our partners and everything, so I want to make sure I get it right. You know, it's 681-acre Lost Canyon Ranch represents the largest one-time acquisition of open space in the history of Castle Rock. This showcases the commitment of preserving scenic vistas, cultural resources, including an important Franktown cave where archaeologists have found 8,000-year-old evidence of human occupation, passive recreational opportunities for generations to come to the town, the county, and the entire state of Colorado. The Blue Gamma Award is given annually by the Colorado Open Space Alliance and is distinguished recognition celebrating outstanding achievements in open space, conservation, and community collaboration across the state of Colorado. This project is a testament of Colorado's leadership in open space conservation, serving as an inspiring example to other regions to emulate while enhancing access to nature, recreation for residents and visitors alike. First, I'd really like to thank everybody involved, but thank the Douglas County Open Space, their natural resources. Thanks for the Open Space Advisory Committee. Thanks to the commissioners, of course. Douglas County and the Town of Castle Rock Conservation Fund has demonstrated exceptional partnership embodying the spirit of COSA's mission to protect Colorado's special places through partnerships, innovative solutions, and the purchase would not have been possible without contributions and efforts, including the county commissioners and Douglas County staff. The town received a $3 million grant from the Great Outdoors Colorado to help purchase the property. It's the largest allocation in GOCO's history. It was called a Centennial Grant. We asked for $2 million. They graciously actually gave us $3 million. So it's really fantastic that they saw it as well as us. Our master plan process is underway. Completion of the plan is expected in 2025 of the spring. We held an open house last month, and the community was invited to share their thoughts and questionnaire on the town's website through this coming Friday. And the community can also look forward to thoughtful design, balances, and conservation and recreation. We hope to have at least some of it open by late spring, early summer. Jeff? The Blue Gamma Award underscores how partnerships between local government, nonprofit organizations, and private donors can lead to transformative achievements in conservation and open space. This is a win for everyone. If this project enriches the regional, countywide recreation, supports wildlife habitats, ensures cultural and ecological value of Lost Canyon Ranch, which is permanently protected. I want to thank our partners and have them come up. Great Outdoors Colorado. I think we have Chris and Matt. So I knew I get these wrong. I already did. Okay. There, that one. And then I'm going to give these out, and then perhaps you guys, everyone can say a little bit about your organizations. I also have like the Conservation Fund, Justin. Douglas County Open Space, Laura. Thank you. Justin, can you go first? Sure. And I want to give this to you.
Great, thank you. My name is Justin Spring. I'm the Colorado Director for the Conservation Fund. And these kind of days are rare, but they're great to celebrate. We often don't take time to celebrate these rare conservation victories. We are a national organization. We're a national nonprofit. We believe that land sustains us, everybody. And I can't think of a better example of that than Lost Canyon. And really looking forward to when the public can get out there and experience the beauty of that property and feel that the spirit of that property when they're out there. I want to thank Douglas County for your leadership on this, the voters for passing the open space ballot initiative a couple of years ago. This county has really been a leader, a pioneer in open space preservation going back decades. And I think we all benefit from that, not just the folks in Douglas County, but people across Colorado and visitors to our state. So thank you to Castle Rock as well and Great Outdoors Colorado and a number of private folks that helped us pull this off financially.
Hi, Commissioners. Congratulations to everyone on this great award. I'm Chris Obie with Great Outdoors Colorado, a program officer there along with Matt Brady, my coworker who is also a program officer. We have the honor of being able to invest a portion of lottery proceeds across the state in incredible projects in the outdoors. At Great Outdoors Colorado, we're always looking for the best for Colorado and for the citizens. And as Mayor Gray mentioned, this was part of our Centennial Grant Program, which was for opportunities that had statewide significance. So not just a neighborhood park, but something that's really going to impact the citizens of Colorado, and Lost Canyon Open Space does just that. And the partnership between the city and Douglas County is something that is very commendable, and we were thrilled to be able to invest $3 million in the project.
Hello, I'm Laura Sanford. I'm with Douglas Land Conservancy. I'm the executive director. We are the local land trust in Douglas, Elbert, and Jefferson County. We are 501c3. We hold conservation easements, not land, but I would just say what a great project this was to work on with all of our partners and with you, and thank you for your conservation ethic, and we really look forward to working with you more.
And I'd just like to close. This doesn't happen without all of us. I mean, everybody in this room, Dan and his team, you guys, it's just fantastic. And I think that we're not going to realize how great this property is for generations. And it's just amazing. And people will come to me and ask me, how great it really is, and I can't describe how great it really is. So I can't wait for it to open. So thanks again to everybody. I really appreciate it.
Well, hang on, don't go away.
Yes.
All right, I'm glad everybody started the applause without prompting, but, tell you what, Mayor, may I ask that you stand for a couple of questions or comments from the board, please?
Yes, Chair.
Douglas County, where nature comes to play. I hope it's evident, like you said, Mayor, to everyone observing this meeting that none of this happens without partnership. And each of you are to be commended for the great way in which you collaborated with Douglas County and Castle Rock to make this incredible piece of land accessible for generations far beyond our time or our term in this office. We know that our kids, grandkids, and their grandkids will be able to enjoy this property forever. Many people don't know that Douglas County, with the Pike National Forest, is about 50% open space. And that's often why we are credited with being the healthiest county in the state, and actually the healthiest large county in the country. So it's a pretty exciting thing, and this only happens through your work. So I specifically want to thank Castle Rock, Great Outdoors Colorado, the Douglas Land Conservancy, COSAC, Dan Duritz, you and your whole team at staff, the Conservation Fund, and everybody here that loves and appreciates open space. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. I think it's so important to realize what the acquisition of this property by Castle Rock has done, because now there are 3 very large, multiple hundreds of acres of properties, starting in the north with Lost Canyon, but then immediately to the south is Castlewood Canyon State Park. And immediately to the south of that, still contiguous, is the county's Lost Canyon Ranch property. And so, I mean, we're already talking about work that can be done to really kind of treat these 3 large properties as one long extension of the people's land. And what are we doing to program open access? Just like Castle Rock is working the plans for Lost Canyon Ranch, what are we doing to complement Castlewood Canyon with the Prairie Canyon Ranch in the south? I mean, it's just an amazing opportunity. Obviously, it has great benefits when you talk about the wildlife in the area and having a contiguous corridor of land for them to live on and be the wildlife that we like to have here in Douglas County. But then it gives just so many opportunities for us all to get outside, get into the great outdoors in places that are programmed and set up for that purpose. So, Mayor, thanks so much in partnering with us. Granted, it was a foot race for a little while there because we were kind of hoping to get it as a county property. But fortunately, I'm a Castle Rock resident, so I think I was good either way. But great job, Mayor. Great job with the Castle Rock team. And then, of course, I'd like to thank all of our other teammates on this one. Such great work. And then, of course, Dan, we always give you credit and you never take it. You always say it was somebody else who did the work. But great job, buddy. Thank you for the work that you've done for our county. With that said, it's time to take another picture. Come on up, guys. Get on over here by Justin. Count 3, 1, 2, 3. One more here. Count 3, and 6. Well, thank you. Thank you. Great job. Thanks so much, Justin. Really appreciate having you along and stuff. This is awesome. Thank you so much. Good to see you, buddy. This is pretty cool. Huh? Nicely done. Good to see you as always. Thank you so much. Well done. Thank you so much. This is awesome. Fellas, thanks so much for coming on board with this one. Can't wait to be out there. Yeah. Well, hey, we'll see if we have any other. We got a good crowd today, Abe. There's no prompting for applause with this, guys.
A lot of good news on a Tuesday.
That's right. Well, we're still not done yet. Next up on the agenda is approval of the 2024 Developmental Disabilities Mill Levy Grant Awards in the amount of $543,813. Jennifer D'Ambrosio, Community Programs Coordinator, Douglas County Community Development.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jennifer D'Ambrosio, representing staff. The request before you today is to approve the Developmental Disabilities Mill Levy Grant recommendations for 2024 funding. In November 2001, the citizens of Douglas County approved a 1 mil property tax to be used for the benefit of citizens with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families. The county is the designated collection and disbursement agent for all property taxes within Douglas County, including the DD mill. The county has historically distributed 93% of the mill levy funds to developmental pathways, and 1.5% is used for treasurer's fees. The remaining 5.5% is retained to distribute through the competitive grant process. Staff works with an advisory council to review the applications submitted by organizations serving people with IDD. Current members of the advisory council are Carol Compost, Jenny Skinner, Saeed Siddiqui, Aaron Chase, Diane Hitchingham, Ashley Eads, and Russ Hernandez. I would like to offer my sincere thanks and gratitude for all the time and hard work that this amazing group contributed to the review process. Would the advisory council members present today please stand and be recognized?
Awesome.
38 applications were submitted by 28 organizations, and the requests totaled $1,274,346. The Advisory Council established criteria in line with the Commissioner's priorities and used a weighted evaluation tool to develop funding recommendations for the Board's consideration. This year, the budget for the competitive grants is $543,813. The Advisory Council recommends funding 29 applications based on the scores earned during the evaluation process. The recommendations can be categorized into 6 groups. The following slides show the individual organizations by category, short program descriptions, and the funding awards recommended. Dirt Coffee Bar, The Hive, and Lone Tree Arts Center received recommendation for employment programs. Tall Tales Ranch, Wellspring Housing, and Centerpoint received recommendation for housing projects. Awards for respite and adult daycare are recommended for South Suburban Parks and Recreation, The Hive, and the Main Mission. Awards to High Point, Tall Tales, and Treeline Pass are recommended to help fund transportation for participant community immersion and involvement. For socialization and personal development, the following organizations received recommendations: Adams Camp, Easter Seals, Fill the Beat, Jewish Family Services, Lone Tree Arts Center, Overture, and Special Olympics. These organizations will provide a wide variety of camping, educational opportunities, and fitness programming. Therapeutic programs recommended for funding are Affinity Ranch, Therapies for Hope, Town of Castle Rock, Highlands Ranch Community Association, and the Town of Parker. These organizations provide therapeutic services such as horse riding, therapy-intensive programming, recreation, and swimming lessons to help people with IDD develop coordination, build confidence, and improve socialization skills. It is staff's recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners approve the 2024 DD Mill Grant Awards recommended by the Advisory Council. Should these recommendations be approved, award letters have been prepared for distribution to the organizations in attendance today. I would like to end by thanking the staff members who have supported this grant application process. I would like to reiterate my thanks to the Advisory Council for their wisdom and insight. And finally, I would like to thank all the organizations serving the IDD population who are receiving these funds today and turning them into acts of love and compassion. Thank you for your tireless work and the enormous impact you have had on this community. This concludes my presentation, and I am available for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Jennifer. Questions from the board?
No questions, just tremendous thanks to you and everyone in the community that represents the IDD community at large. I think it's a unique characteristic of Douglas County that this board has deeply supported those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So it's an honor to proceed with this granting. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yeah, just to double down on what Abe was saying, I was here, I was a resident of the county when this mill levy was adopted. And I remember initial comments of, we don't want to raise our taxes. You know what, why would we want to raise our taxes? And then as the word spread on how the money would be used, suddenly the discussion kind of stopped. And then, of course, it went to the ballot and it won. And I think that speaks a great deal to, who we are as a county. I travel around the state, and a lot of people like to say, oh, yeah, Douglas County, you're rich. And I always try to express, not everybody's rich here. We yes, we're a wealthy county, but people who live here, what they own is what they earned. And it really said a lot about our county that we were willing to part with our tax dollars to be used to help some of our more challenged, our more vulnerable residents, because you're still residents. You live here too, just like we live here, and we can all do this together. So, with that said, if there are no further questions, I think we got some checks to hand out. Thank you, sir.
Okay, first I have Affinity Ranch.
You'll go far. We got pictures. Next up, Adams Camp.
I have Easter Seals.
You didn't like my command voice that I used? Next up, Centerpoint Support Living. Well, there you go, boss. Congratulations. Congratulations, sir. And don't forget Commissioner Lane. He'd like to shake your hand, too.
Congratulations. No, it's fine. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I have High Point Services.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. You bet. Feel the beat.
I have Jewish Family Service of Colorado.
Congratulations. Thank you. Now don't forget that. There you go. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you. Highlands Ranch Community Association.
I have South Suburban Parks and Rec District.
Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Hi. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's my turn. Lone Tree Arts Center.
Tall Tales Ranch.
On your way. Good to see you again. Yeah, congratulations. Absolutely. Thanks for being here. Good job. Congratulations.
Special Olympics Colorado.
Congrats. Good job. Thanks for being here.
I have the main mission.
Congratulations. Well done. Good job. Congratulations. Great to see you.
Good job.
See you too. Good job. Congrats. Yeah.
The Hive Community Center. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Good job. I need to come visit you again. I know. Good job.
Well, I hope Mayor Gray didn't go too far. The town of Castle Rock.
There you go. Good to see you. Hi. Thanks for being here. Yes, you bet.
Congratulations. Therapies for Hope.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Good job. Thanks for being here.
And my last in my stack, Commissioner, is Treeline Pass.
There you go. Thanks for being here. Congrats. Yeah. Thank you for being here. You bet. I'm sure they'll love that.
Oh, okay. Got an extra one. My district, okay.
Wellspring Community. All right, who wants it?
Who wants the money?
Make sure you give that to Nicole eventually.
Yeah. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Hi. Thank you. Yes, sir. Good to see you, bud. You're doing such a great job. Oh, come here.
Congratulations. Thank you. You bet. Enjoy that new home.
Sorry, I'm going on 7 years of being on the board of Developmental Pathways, so you guys are all really special to me. Town of Parker. I know where the town of Parker is. I'll get it to him.
Yeah, we know where that is. Well, okay. Well, let's somebody take our microphones so we can just take a picture for God's sakes. consent agenda. Consent agenda is made up of a number of items that are going to be voted on as a block unless removed from a member of the board. Board, how would we like to proceed with the consent agenda?
Mr. Chair, if it pleases the board, I'll make a motion to approve the requests on all items A through S and U through AI of the consent agenda. Item T is pulled from the agenda.
I will second. Any need for discussion? At this time, we have a motion second. We do have a motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And there are no opposed. Moving to our regular agenda, our first up is a resolution making appointments to the Veteran Services Office of Douglas County, Colorado. Chris Mays, Supervisor for County Administration, presenting.
Good afternoon. Have a resolution today for a new appointment as well as a reappointment of a couple of individuals. But before that, I'd like to take a few moments to recognize Darcy Hoffman, who is leaving us to live out in southern Colorado, but has given us 6 great years as a volunteer for most of that time, helping us out in the Veteran Service Office, so she's going to be highly missed. So, Darcy?
Well, I'm going to do it then. Let's get up here, Darcy, because we got to give you applause at some point in time.
Hi, Commissioners.
You're abandoning us, Darcy?
Not leaving you. I'm still staying in Colorado, but we are going to be moving down to our ranch in southern Colorado. But I will be here always as a Douglas County resident by heart. So, and I've appreciated my time so much at the Veteran Service Office, Chris's leadership, your support through the years. It's just been an amazing experience. So I'm going to miss you guys very deeply. But at the same time, I won't be a stranger. I'll just be your friend in Huerfano County.
Very good.
Tell you what, before we get on to making the appointments, Darcy does great. She does fantastic. I know her through the work of the veterans community. If we could all just take a second and please give her a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Darcy, for everything.
Thank you. All right, with that, as far as the appointment, we'd like the approval for the appointment of Naren Nowak. So we are replacing an Air Force veteran with another Air Force veteran. We thought we'd keep that diversity from the services within the office. So we'd like to welcome Aaron.
All right. Chris, would you stand for any questions or comments from the board?
Yes.
Questions from the board or comments?
Pleased to make the appointment pending some citizen comment. But I mean, the work that you all do for veterans is really significant. And Darcy, you will be deeply missed. And, we got ranches in Douglas County. So, if you decide you want to come back, we will be open arms. But it has always been incredible to me how you have just elevated the sacrifices of those who have given all and those who are among us continuing to demonstrate what leadership really looks like. So thank you.
I have no questions. If it's okay, I'd love to hear a few words from Aaron.
Absolutely, thank you. My husband and I met at the Air Force Academy 20 years ago, and we spent a decade bouncing around the country. Then we had the opportunity to come back to Douglas County. We jumped at it. We let you talk to any veteran, and they say the best thing about the service is the people. I found that to be true also with Douglas County, so I'm very excited to be here and help the veterans. I'm taking Darcy's job, but even after 4 days in the office, it's very clear to me that it'll be decades maybe before I could replace what she's done. So her and Chris and that whole team does amazing work, so I'm very excited to be part of it.
Very good. So Aaron, do I understand it? Based on your comments, are you an Air Academy graduate?
I actually did not graduate. I met this handsome guy a couple years older. He graduated and we wanted to be married, so I left after a couple of years, but spent the next 10 years bouncing around with his career, and so I understand some of the active duty side, but also a lot the families go through, so I'm hoping to bring that expertise to the office as well.
All right, I cannot guarantee, as an ROTC commissioner and an Army officer, I cannot guarantee that there won't be some trade school jokes coming your way.
Sounds good. My son just started with Naval ROTC at the Citadel in South Carolina this year, so I can play both sides of the fence there.
Very interesting, very cool. All right, very good. Tell you what, at this time, I'm going to open the floor for any citizen comment. So go, guys. You may retreat from the podium. If there's anyone who'd like to make any citizen comments on this appointment, please come forward now. And seeing none in the room, Troy, do we have anyone joining us online who would like to make remote comments on this appointment?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
All right, thank you, Troy. Bringing you back to the board for action.
Mr. Chair, if it pleases the board, I'll make a motion to approve a resolution making appointments to the Veterans Services Office for Douglas County.
Thank you, Commissioner. I will second. I think, hey, Aaron, thank you so much for putting your name in and coming in. So, you know, had some time as a service member, but more time probably as a service member spouse, which, folks, for those of you who've never served in the military, I can't tell you, you know, we talk about the sacrifices of veterans and the hard work it is to be a soldier, a sailor, an airman, a guardian in our modern armed forces. The burden on the families can never be underestimated because, very much like Aaron said, you go where the service tells you. It's not you, it's your spouse. You go where the service tells you. You live where the service tells you. And, you know, sometimes that's not always, not every military spouse gets to do what Mrs. Teal did and spent her first 18 months married to me on the island of Oahu in the state of Hawaii. Sometimes it's a little rougher, especially in the Air Force with the Air Force bases scattered the way they are. So thank you so much for bringing that expertise to the office. I very much appreciate it. I'm sure we all do.
Absolutely.
Well, there is a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Resolution is approved. Welcome, Aaron.
Thank you.
Thank you. One thing I did leave out, Commissioners, is we do have a request for reapproval for myself as well as Mike Thompson for another 2 years as veteran service officers in the office as well.
Thank you very much, Chris. And by the way, Chris, it's been, again, I always pick on him and address him by his rank, his last rank. So, you know, Sergeant Major, you do a great job. You do a great job for the people of Douglas County and the veterans of Douglas County.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you much, Chris.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you.
All right, our next item up is award of a construction contract to HEI Civil, doing business as Hudick Excavating Incorporated for the C-470 Trail and University Boulevard pedestrian grade separation project for an amount not to exceed $5,363,000. Douglas County project is CI 2021-020, Brolin Bundy, PE, for staff.
Yeah, good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm here to talk about the construction contract with HEI Civil for the C-470 Trail and University Boulevard pedestrian grade separation project. So we started our bid process on September 23rd of 2024. The plans were advertised on the Rocky Mountain BidNet website. We received 6 bids and opened those on September 22nd. The 6 bids are as follows, and with the low bid being from HEI Civil for the amount of $5,363,000, which is a good bid. As you can see, the bottom is our engineer's estimate. So we're seeing some good bids on this project as well as other projects that we've had recently. So this project will include constructing a grade separation for bicyclists and pedestrians using the C-470 Trail to cross over University Boulevard. The new bridge will improve pedestrian and cyclist safety by eliminating the need for users of the C-470 Trail to cross University Boulevard at grade, which requires 4 separate roadway crossings across a total of 8 lanes of traffic. The bridge will also improve traffic operations since numerous bicyclists and pedestrians currently cross at grade, which impacts the signal progression along University Boulevard. So our current schedule is we anticipate a notice to proceed early next year, January 6th of 2025, with a contract length of 359 days. Again, the contract amount is $5,363,000. And this project is part of the Colorado Department of Transportation Safer Main Streets program. And CDOT will contribute a little over $4 million, or 80% of the actual construction costs, with the remaining funding coming from Douglas County. Douglas County funding for this project is set aside in Fund 235, Business Unit 801507. I just wanted to show this. This is a map of the C470 Trail corridor-wide map showing some of all the grade separations along the corridor. There are 17 grade separations from I-25 to US 85. And with this project, we will be two more. There will be two more. So this one's under construction, or will be under construction, and then Broadway in the future. The green dot on there is the current US 85 underpass, I believe, that is being constructed right now. Substantially complete, and I believe it will be open in April or May of next year for use. So a lot of work has been going on along the C470 Trail corridor. This is the one we completed in 2023, so it's just a picture of the trail crossing over Yosemite. And also completed this year was the C470 Trail over Acres Green, which was done by the City of Lone Tree. I just want to show a couple of the plan sheets as part of the project. Here's the trail profile over University Boulevard. You can see, the main lanes here. So it'll cross over the main lanes, as well as the ramps coming. The westbound ramps, offbound and onbound, off and on. And then here's a plan view of the project. There will be some of the piers for the spans will be in these triangular medians here, as well as outside beyond the ramps. And then we also had our consultant do a rendering, so I just wanted to show kind of a visual representation of what the project will ultimately look like. So our recommendation is the approval of a construction contract with HEI Civil for the C470 Trail and University Boulevard pedestrian grade separation project. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions from the board for Roland?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Roland, great presentation. Obviously, mobility and the ability to recreate throughout Douglas County is significant to our citizens. HEI has consistently done a wonderful job for Douglas County in my years here, so pleased to hear from citizens with regard to any additional comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I really think my work with this project, actually, it started before my time here on the board, back when I was still on the Castle Rock Council. And I know we took a shot at some of the funding through DRCOG with this one. I've seen all the changes. I probably know more changes than certainly were captured in this presentation, so I have no questions right now. Okay, well, any further questions? Without any further questions, let's go ahead and open up the floor for any citizen comment on this project. If there's anybody who'd like to come forward and give us any citizen testimony, please step forward now. Seeing none in the room, Troy, do we have anybody online for remote citizen testimony?
Thank you, sir. I have no online comment.
Thank you, Troy. Let's bring it back to the board. Board, how would we like to dispose of this project?
If it pleases the board, I'll make a motion to approve a construction contract to HEI Civil for the C470 Trail and University Boulevard pedestrian grade separation project for an amount not to exceed $5,363,000. Douglas County project number CI 2021-020.
Second, any discussion? There's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And It is approved. Thank you, Brolin. Appreciate it. Next up, we have a joint resolution between Douglas, Elbert, and Lincoln counties authorizing the creation of a Juvenile Services Planning Committee for the 23rd Judicial District. Dan Avery, Special Projects Manager for staff.
Commissioners, good afternoon. As Douglas, Elbert, and Lincoln counties prepare for formation of the 23rd Judicial District on January 14th, there are several joint administrative actions required or available to the three counties. This resolution provides for the establishment of a Juvenile Services Planning Committee, as provided in state statute, if the counties agree, to be comprised of certain individuals that are appointed by the Chief Judge. Separately from this item, we've received correspondence from the Chief Judge requesting the board's recommendation of individuals, certain individuals to join this committee. This resolution forms the committee itself. After formation, the Juvenile Services Planning Committee is responsible for creating a plan for the allocation of state resources to be used for local juvenile services. These can include detention and other community-based programming within the 23rd Judicial District. As I noted, the Chief Judge has submitted correspondence to the county requesting its approval of the appointment of several members of county staff, including representatives from the County Department of Human Services, the Sheriff's Office, and the Criminal Justice Services Division. So that request will be taken up at a work session at a later date. This item is formation of the Juvenile Services Planning Committee. Are there questions that you may have of me at this time?
Questions from the board?
I have none.
I have none, Dan. With that said, and no further questions from the board, we'll go ahead and open up the floor for any citizen testimony. Is there anyone who'd like to make citizen testimony on this matter? And seeing none in the room. Troy, is there anyone online who would like to provide remote testimony on this item?
I have no online comments, sir.
All right, thank you, Troy. Bringing it back to the board, how would we like to proceed?
Mr. Chair, I think it's been really significant that Douglas County, in cooperation with Lincoln and Elbert, has moved forward with a new judicial district to more efficiently administer justice throughout our community. Obviously, the creation of juvenile services planning will be significant for those that are minors and find themselves dealing with the criminal justice system. So certainly support this. If it does, I will make a motion to approve a joint resolution between Douglas, Elbert, and Lincoln counties authorizing the creation of a juvenile Services Planning Committee for the 23rd Judicial District.
I will second. Any further discussion? There's a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And it passes. All right, our next item up is an amendment to the Douglas County ARPA beneficiary agreement between Luviers Water and Sanitation District. Once again, Dan Avery, Special Projects Manager for staff.
Commissioners, I'm pleased to introduce this beneficiary agreement amendment. As the board knows, we've spent considerable time considering and deliberating different options for allocating our American Rescue Plan Act funds, and the period for allocating those funds ends at the end of this year. The county has allocated funds for mental health, domestic violence, individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, higher education investments, affordable housing, older adults initiatives, medical and cancer care, homelessness, water and wastewater services, broadband, and wildfire suppression and mitigation, just to name a few. This agreement provides an additional $2 million in grant funds for the Luviers Water and Sanitation District. As the board knows, Luviers has radium in the groundwater, and the county has invested considerably to treat that groundwater source. This next step of their project will allow for replacement of water lines in the community. The first $2 million phase is shovel ready, and that's the portion that this money would be invested into. The 2,750 feet of distribution lines serve homes in the northern portion of Luviers in the Triangle Park neighborhood of Luviers, as well as residences along Luviers Boulevard. Matt Collett, the president of Luviers Water and Sanitation District, is available if you have questions of him, or if you'd like to provide some comments. And I believe Sarah Shepard may be available online if there's questions of her. Sarah is the district manager.
All right, thank you, Dan. Questions for Dan?
Dan, thank you for that presentation and, of course, everything related to the American Rescue Plan Act funds, specifically associated with water and wastewater. Matt, you and the entire group associated with this project are really significant to us, and obviously making sure that those in Luviers have safe and clean drinking water in the future, devoid of radium, is an ongoing and significant concern for us. So appreciate the opportunity to move this forward.
All right, well, I don't have any questions, Dan. I've had so many questions for you on this subject up until now, and you've done a great job getting those answers to me, so I have no questions at this time. Mr. Collett, would you like to come on forward and speak to this project, please?
Say with this additional money, we're going to put in a substantial amount of water line that will help us work towards our future. With this money, what you might know as Triangle, we call it the flats in town, we'll have brand new infrastructure throughout. So whether that's a fifth of the town or a fourth of the town, we're that much further ahead. Really appreciate it. We really needed the help. We're not necessarily just chasing money, we're chasing safety, and it takes money in this case for safety and health of our residents in Luviers. So greatly appreciated. Dan, thank you for all your help, and thank you, commissioners. And I do want to give you a quick update. They are currently pouring the walls on the radium treatment plant. So it's full speed ahead, and we are shovel ready. The plans are ready to go. So for the new water line. So thank you.
That's awesome.
All right, thank you, Matt. I want to give an opportunity to Director Shepard if she'd like to unmute and make a few comments.
It doesn't look like she was able to join us, Commissioners.
All right. Well, then we'll just move right along. Matt, I got no questions for you. I know the work you've been putting in on this. Great job, man. You're doing great work for your community, buddy. All right. At this time, I'd like to ask if there's any public comment. If there's anybody who'd like to come forward and bring testimony on this matter, please step forward now. Seeing none in the room. Troy, do we have anybody online who would like to provide public comment?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
All right, thank you, Troy. Bringing you back to the board for disposition, how would we like to proceed?
Mr. Chair, I'm pleased to make a motion to approve an amendment to the Douglas County ARPA beneficiary agreement with Luviers Water and Sanitation District.
I'm going to second because Matt, we made a commitment to the community several years ago that safe drinking water is a priority everywhere in the county, regardless of the size, regardless of the wealth of the community. And I'm just real happy that we're putting money where our mouth is and getting to it. And thank you for the update on the radium plant. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and before you move forward, Mr. Chair, I'll just add, in addition to that, thanks. Obviously, we are a very fiscally conservative board. We want to advance these funds to follow through on our commitment to you. But of course, our staff will be tracking every dollar spent very closely. If not all of that $2 million is necessary, our hope is that we can have conversations on how to redirect those funds. But we'll continue to have a transparent and accountable process for every dollar. But appreciate you.
Without further discussion, we do have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the agreement is approved. All right. Congratulations, Matt. Share the news. Next item up is a ARPA beneficiary agreement between Douglas County and Tall Tales Ranch in the amount of $2 million. Once again, Dan Avery, Special Projects Manager.
Thank you, Commissioners. As the board knows, when Douglas County made its investment with Wellspring Community for the acquisition of the La Quinta Hotel in Castle Rock, the MOU anticipated a portion of that investment would be repaid. This agreement before you today is the culmination of that repayment and reinvestment of those funds in a new project. This agreement with Tall Tales Ranch provides $2 million for the development of 28 affordable housing units in the city of Lone Tree, specifically for individuals with developmental disabilities. The units will be deed restricted for a minimum of 30 years for their affordability. The $2 million described in this agreement will fund hard construction costs, including earthwork, foundations, flat work, vertical construction, fire sprinkler system installation, plumbing systems, roofing, and electrical work, among others. Funding for this agreement comes, as I've noted, from that repayment from Wellspring Community, which will be the subject of an item on the board's agenda next week. The funds also helped leverage an additional $1.1 million for this project that you'll hear about next. I'm pleased to introduce Laura McKenna, the Executive Director of Tall Tales Ranch, if you have questions for her or if you have questions for me.
All right, questions for Dan?
No questions, Dan. This has been a long time coming and obviously a passion project for the entire community, including obviously those in leadership at Tall Tales. I'm wondering, for the benefit of the applicant, if Dan were able to make the presentation on both of these Tall Tales items at the same time.
Absolutely. And of course, we'll certainly ask Ms. McKenna to come forward as well so we can get right to her comments. So come on up.
And I'll ask Rand Clark to provide any details on the $1.1 million agreement. Laura?
Okay.
Well, happy Colorado Gives Day, and this is truly a great day for Tall Tales Ranch. We can't begin to thank you enough.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I want to be able to hear you.
Oh, okay, thanks.
You've been with us for quite a while now, and we really, truly appreciate it. For the last 10 years, we've been working on this great project in Lone Tree for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And I really loved what you said earlier, Commissioner Layden, about how committed Douglas County has been to people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Excuse me, I've worked in a lot of counties. I've never seen, it's really unprecedented, and we cannot begin to thank you enough for everything that you have done to make this happen for us. There's been so much information about the need for affordable housing, for diversity, equity, inclusion, and so often our individuals are left out of that discussion, and they are in great need of affordable housing, and they make our community so much better by including them as a part of that. So we can't begin to thank you enough for everything that you've done to us. For our ambassadors, who are people with intellectual disabilities. This is Noah, who's here with us today to say thank you as well, and I'll have him just say a couple words in a minute. But I do want to give you a couple quotes from some of our other ambassadors because they follow everything that we've been doing. Noah in particular, I think every day says, okay, where are you with the money? Where are you with the money? Of all money, right? Mm-hmm. But I really loved what some of them had to say from some of our quotes about Tall Tales, because this is really for them. Because Tall Tales, this community isn't just about a home, it's about relationships, it's about faith, it's generationally impacting so many other people. And they really echoed what I truly believe. One person, favorite thing about Tall Tales Ranch is that we get to be in a new community and meet new friends. Sammy said, I'm lucky to be a part of Tall Tales Ranch because I have some amazing friends that will live with me. Paige said, what the Tall Tales Ranch community means to me is that you can be independent and meet new people. My favorite one is from Casey, and she's got a little attitude here. Tall Tales Ranch will teach people to respect me, to learn that I can live independently and that I have a lot to offer as a person. And I think that's so true of all of our ambassadors. And Noah, do you want to say what's meaningful to you about Tall Tales?
Just living on my own and being what the light rail is, and it's going to be great. So I can't wait to move in.
So thank you so much, and I want to also thank Rand and Dan, who've been super supportive and really helpful in this process as well. So we're so excited to get moving and to start construction in 2025. So thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Questions for the Tall Tales team from the board?
Well, thank you so much for that, and I have such vivid memories of you specifically coming to our Board of County Commissioners conference room to share this vision of what could be. And fast forward to today, and Noah, I can't wait for you to move in too.
Yeah, I can't wait. So,
I think it's going to be awesome. We want to come visit everybody because I think generationally we have seen a shift in how communities address those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And in 2024, I think the comment from our county and hopefully from many governments is that you are such an exceptional and valued member of our society. And for the parents that care for kids with IDD through their younger years, oftentimes they get older, and it's very difficult to find a way to care for individuals that those disabilities do not go away. And so we have really been honored for the opportunity to partner with you and Tall Tales Ranch because you will provide that level of independence and self-sufficiency and just welcoming to our community that we all share. So thank you.
Much. Thank you for your commitment.
Yeah.
Got no questions for you guys because you guys have already answered so many coming in. So this is really good to see here today, but no questions for you. Let's go ahead and turn to Rand Clark for the presentation on item F.
Thank you, Commissioners. Rand Clark representing staff. Before you today, I am pleased to request your approval of a subgrantee agreement between the county and Tall Tales Ranch in the amount of $1,100,000 to support the development of housing for residents with intellectual and developmental disabilities. In January of 2024, the Board of County Commissioners directed staff to apply to the State Division of Local Affairs for strong community grant funds to support the Tall Tales project. In September, the county was awarded $1,100,000 from the state for this project. The Strong Communities Grant provides funding for infrastructure expenses such as utility tap fees, streetscaping, and pedestrian improvements. Located on the Schweiger Ranch property in Lone Tree, this project will provide affordable housing opportunities with on-site supportive services for residents with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The subgrantee agreement before you this afternoon formalizes the county's partnership with Tall Tales on this project and provides the awarded grant funding. This project will secure 28 housing units for those who earn less than 60% of the area median income, meaning that these units will be affordable to a single person earning less than $54,780 a year. Additionally, Tall Tales has agreed to provide the $196,000 required to meet the 15% match for this grant. Staff recommends approval of the subgrantee agreement between the county and Tall Tales Ranch in the amount of $1,100,000. That concludes my presentation. Happy to answer questions related to this item and the subgrantee agreement.
All right,
as well
thanks.
as Laura, who's also here and can say more if she needs to as well.
Very good. Thank you, Rand. Questions for Rand from the board?
No, great presentation. No questions. Thanks, Rand.
I have no questions. Again, that's something we've been working on an awful lot. So I am ready to proceed following any citizen comment. So with no other questions from the board at this time, we'd like to go ahead and open the floor for any resident testimony. If there's anybody who'd like to give testimony on this item, please step forward at this time. Come on up, Jill. And Jill, you are no stranger to the board, but as always, please do give us your name and tell us where you're from and proceed with your comments, ma'am.
No, I'll buy a room right next to yours. I need a good friend. I'm intellectually disabled a lot of times and physically disabled sometimes too. I think we all are. We all struggle in some way. So my daughter moved into a place in King Carl. We invested 7 years ago, a beautiful home she'll own for the rest of her life that we sacrificed much for. And they have residents on, I think, also about 30 homes as well. And residents like RAs in a college dorm that facilitate my daughter's ability to transportation and her finances, and yet she's totally independent and she can She's 26 now, and I have not seen the place or seen her for 3 years, so I'm not sure, but she's excited. I sent her blankets and stuff for her home. And when I was talking to the gentleman, I'm sorry, I forgot his name, from the Adams camp, we had, Kayla, we used much of these resources that you just funded these grants for, and I'm so excited. She was in Special Olympics in high school, basketball, cheerleading, and track, and welcomed in every way at Grandview High School. Her brother mostly stood by her. I was sick by that time. She took a lot of my life, but I'm lucky to be alive to see maybe. So I look at what we're doing, and I wish my apartment complex, because we're single, I wish we knew each other's, because I see a woman with a cane, and I see another. You see people on oxygen, and thank God we don't categorize someone like Noah or someone like me and separate, because I had been slammed against a wall in a psych unit, behavioral, after being raped in January 11th, and had one more brain injury, and then my car disabled military because my kids are in the United States Air Force and I speak fluent Chinese. And so I had another brain injury, and I've been out again. I got accepted to 4 colleges, and that won't be possible. No longer can afford that, and I'm grateful, because I don't want to sit. I want to work in the community and do the things I love. So Noah, gosh, I'd love to have you as my friend and my daughter. It would be a nice community if I could have a friend in my community as well, that we looked out for each other and noticed our intellectual disabilities, our inadequacies. So they could be as simple as someone doesn't know their finances and are going into debt. That would be an intellectual disability, as well as me not being able to get up my stairs sometimes because I had partial paralysis in a car accident. A spine injury where I had to crawl on my floor, and I think we call that handicapped, or we call that courage and perseverance, endurance in a country that has poor health care, and also just circumstances. My daughter was on a ventilator a year and took care of G2 feed and then scoliosis at 9 from laying a year in intensive care and 3 years in an iron lung that I put her in every night while my husband, we were on food stamps. So my husband worked in Latin America. We had to take the jobs we took. Unfortunately, our marriage didn't survive it, but our children did. God bless America.
Thank you, Jill. Always appreciate your comments, ma'am. At this time, is there anyone else who would like to make public comment on this matter? Seeing none in the room. Troy, is there anyone online who would like to make public comment?
Thank you, Commissioner. I have no online comment.
Thank you, Troy. Bringing it back to the board for action, how would the board like to dispose of first item E and then item F on the regular agenda?
Mr. Chair, if it pleases the board, I have 2 motions we can take up separately. The first is a motion to approve the ARPA beneficiary agreement between Douglas County and the Tall Tales Ranch in the amount of $2 million.
And I will be happy to second. So happy we were able to keep our commitment to you guys to provide this funding. I'm glad it really worked out, and it's a happy day. Any need for discussion? There's a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And the ARPA beneficiary agreement is approved. Turning our attention to item F, Commissioner, how would we like to proceed?
If it pleases the board, I have a motion to approve the Strong Communities Subgrantee Agreement between Douglas County and Tall Tales Ranch in the amount of $1.1 million with a required cash match of $196,000.
Once again, happy to second. Any further discussion? There's a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Subgrantee agreement is approved. Okay, folks, that concludes our regular agenda. We are at the point for citizen comments. As I said, when so many of you came in and you sat down, you're on time. We're running late. With the departure of Commissioner Thomas from the board, we've had to cross level. We are running very late. So we're going to move unless there's objection from the board, we are going to move through citizen comments and to commissioner comments.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. And as a point of personal privilege, I would like to invite one individual with regard to citizen comment who made their way down here, Mr. Chase Underkoffler. And I'd like to say welcome to the Valor community and certainly to his family as well that's here in attendance or online. As chair of the Douglas County Youth Commission, it is always a pleasure to hear from students, staff, administrators in our community around the opportunity to make things better for students in Douglas County. Of course, we are not the Board of Education, but we do represent nearly 400,000 people, including all the students in Douglas County. Chase approached me, and I know he's involved with DECA and other business clubs at Valor Christian High School, and his concept surrounds this notion of connecting students to internships throughout our county. And I invited him to come and speak during public comment. I think he has a brief presentation for us.
All right. Well, Chase, do give us your full name, tell us where you're from, and please begin.
My name is Chase Underkoffler, and I'm from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. I was not born, but I was raised here, and I do have copies for all you guys if I'm okay to come up and bring those up.
Yeah, please bring them to the county attorney.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for having me here today. I formulated an idea over the summer, and it's an app that connects college students and high school students to jobs and internships. And so I feel like the struggle originated when I was first looking for a job, and I was about 15 years old, and I couldn't really find a job anywhere. And so I ended up going to a neighbor, and she got me a job. And then following that, I also got a job through my friend's dad and my dad. I got an internship through my dad. And it got me thinking, why should I have to go through somebody? Why can't there be an easier way to do this? So the solution that I came up to this issue was creating an app that's an easy way to connect high school students and college students to jobs and internships that are either locally, far, or whatever they're interested in. And so, I believe that it's truly important for students to do this. It gets them involved in their community, and it's an easy way for them to make extra money, save for college, or save for whatever they want to do. And so this is not an easy task, and there are several risks that come with this. The main three that comes to mind is the interest of students, the interest of employers, and costs. Many students have extensive workloads and are already given by schools and sports that make it challenging for them to attend additional extracurriculars. Yet I believe there is a countless number of students that have the desire to work and invest in their futures. Secondly, employers specifically, those who can provide or do provide internships, can be hard to come across. There are several ways to get around this difficulty. You either have to find the internships already provided or work alongside to create internships. And I believe a good way to do this is through the Douglas County School Board or the Denver Public Library. I think the Denver Public Library is a very central place that a lot of students go to study and find opportunities through that. And I guess so what I'm asking for a partnership to get this involved in Douglas County schools. And I really do envision this becoming a big thing. And I really want to help students out and make it easier for them to find jobs and internships and really get involved and provide for their communities. And so I'm happy to answer any questions, and I really do appreciate you guys having me out here.
Well, I feel like this is the beginning of a really bright future. And, Chase, I think that we have the opportunity to hear from a lot of people in our community, and this presentation is frankly better than most. And when I first heard, I don't, flatter. I'm a very direct person, and this is a really good idea. So I'd be happy to open it up to my colleague for any questions, but with your permission, I would be pleased as chair of the Youth Initiative to share this with our Youth Commission and our Youth Initiative Board, which is made up of representatives from each municipality, and then also share this with the board of Arapahoe Douglas Workforce, which I also sit on, and I would invite you to participate. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I would love that. I appreciate it.
Great.
Having spent 20 years in the software industry myself, I mean, you can submit to Apple if you want. If you're up to joining the evil empire, that's cool, I suppose. But no, this is neat. This is I mean, this would be considered professional level work. Now, having started at this stage of the game with an application for businesses, I'll tell you there's a whole lot more work into it. But I'll tell you, with a plan like this, go for it, man. I mean, it sounds like there's neat benefits that you've realized through your own experience. And so if you can find yourself a coder, get it all together and get that out there, that could be really cool.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here with us, and we are terribly late. We have about an $800 million budget we need to approve in our next meeting. If you'd like, we can take a quick photograph, and then we'll be on to the next. Is that okay, Mr. Chair?
Absolutely. Let's go for it.
Thank you.
Oh, the joy of coding on iOS.
I'll leave the IT expertise to you.
I will keep my comments mostly to myself, I assure you. All right. Commissioner, any other comments?
Chairman Teal, I just have to say, as we round out 2024, it has been an incredible honor to serve with you and to serve the people of Douglas County. There's a reason that people say we're healthy, wealthy, and wise. Healthiest county in the state, most prosperous by all metrics, U.S. News and World Report included, and I think we have the #1 school district in the metro area. So all of that is really because of our citizens, not necessarily government, but we do it together. So it's an honor to serve, and wishing everybody happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year.
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. Folks, it really is an honor and privilege to serve. I can't tell you how much I very much appreciate the confidence bestowed upon me by the electorate of Douglas County. I am very much looking forward to the next 4 years. This is the best job in the world. Thank you all who participated in the election and are giving me the opportunity to serve for another 4. It is an honor and a privilege. I know I'm here to represent, and I hope I always am. I hope I'm always representing the residents of Douglas County, the hardworking families of Douglas County, and the folks who make things happen every day to make our lives better. So thank you all very much. I'm really looking forward to the next 4 years. I'm looking forward to next year. As an update, I know the unexpected vacancy created by Laura Thomas. I hate to steal anyone's thunder, but the appointment process is underway. There is work being done, and I think we have very high confidence that we may have a new commissioner joining us, perhaps as early as next Monday. And so to that individual, which believe me, you know who it is, I think we offer a hearty welcome. And again, best job in the world. Who wouldn't want to have this job? Turning finally to the county manager for the county manager's report.
Nothing further.
All right. Thank you, sir. Folks, that's all we have today. We're going to go ahead and adjourn. Our next business meeting will be held on Tuesday, December 17th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. We look forward to seeing everyone then. Here for the land use and public. Okay, and also for those of you who are here for Lincoln Station, which we're going to do next, and Woodmore Mountain General Improvement District, which we will do following, and then our land use and public hearing. Please sit tight. We do have to reset the room for technology, and we will be back with you shortly.